So, hello, welcome. For those of you that are new to me, hello, my name is Brooke-Sidney. I'm a soul story coach, which means I help people love their lives right now, heal so that they can heal others. And so today I'm actually getting on to talk about whether we want our pain to have purpose and how do we do that, and what are the steps to take in terms of ensuring that we are having powerful movements with our lives, and making sure that we're doing the inner work to get us there. So, today, for those of you that are following me already, we're here to talk about pain and purpose and healing, which is often not a topic that most people want to even talk about, much less do it. But I am feeling called, I'm feeling the inner urge to share. And so I'm so thankful for those of you that are watching and that are tuning in. So today I wrote a post that was all about, do you want your pain to have purpose? And if so, heal yourself and then help heal others. And one of the things that I'm feeling, God really putting in my spirit this year is to share some of my healing journey, and then, of course, share how I can help others heal, because I do that in two main ways. First, I'm a spiritual wellness mentor, which means that I help people truly love themselves and the lives that they're living right now. I help them, I feel like, on a mind, body, and soul level. I use my proprietary mindsoulful techniques to really have them truthfully heal themselves. That's the other thing. Like, only God can heal. And as a coach or a mentor, all I'm doing is giving you some guideposts, being there for support, walking you through some techniques and resources, and always pointing you back to God. That is the biggest and the greatest healer. And so, I think that's important as you guys are considering doing inner work and healing and finding a coach or a mentor, or someone on the path, to make sure that they are aligning with your values, with your beliefs, with your spirituality, with who they turn to for their information, right? Who they're worshiping. I think it's so important that we consider all of those things when we especially allow someone to come into our lives very intimately, and so completely. And that's what a spiritual mentor does, or a spiritual wellness coach. So that's one of the ways that I help people. I help them on their healing journey, uncovering blocks, helping with their mindset. And I like to say creating a miracle mindset, as well as recovering their voice, all of these things that allows them to reconnect with themselves, as well as reconnecting or connecting deeper with God. And so that's the first way. But the other way that I help people that are healing is I help the healed, or those that are ready to do it through writing. I help them share their stories. And I do that through ghostwriting. Either I'm helping actually write the story by working with them. Author coaching, I'm helping them go from book idea or knowing I've been healed in this area and God has called me, and put something in my heart to share, all the way from that idea to finished book and manuscript, or author accountability, where you just need someone to hold your hand and get you through the major milestones, or copy editing and editing help. I also help as a publishing consultant for those of you that really know that you have a book in you, you've written the manuscript, but you don't know how it's going to get on a shelf or get on Amazon and any of those places. I help people do that. So those are the two main ways that I have been called to serve, that I feel like I am anointed to serve. And I specifically help, again, those of you that know that God is tugging at your spirit, either to get healing or to share your healing journey so that it can help someone else. So I really and truly believe that when we embark upon that deeper work of connecting with God, understanding why we went through something, and then, of course, once we get kind of clearance, is what I want to say, like, you know if God is calling you to share this story. You know that if God is working in your life and there's a purpose for that particular pain, you know, especially if you're paying attention. All of my clients, either on the spiritual wellness coaching side or the book side, all of them know. They're like, God told me to work with you, or God put this in my heart, and so I know you're the right person. So make no mistake. Those of us that I think are seeking this year, I feel like greater alignment with God's heart, walking into our purpose, dare I say the word obedience, those are my clients. And you know who you are. And so I am just here inviting everyone, whether you are called to work with me or not, I'm inviting you onto this deeper healing journey. 2020 and beyond requires us to go into those dark places, requires us to understand the things that are blocking us so that we can break through and be able to share our light, share our voices, and share our stories. So a little bit about mine. So for those of you that are new to me, I am a single mama. I call myself an indie mama, and I had no intentions of getting to this place. In fact, I grew up in a divorced home. I grew up under a single mother, and I wanted no parts of that for myself. But of course, like many of us, you guys, many of us, we don't know how to not be on that path. We don't know how to pick the right partner. We don't know what that means to have God involved. We don't. We simply don't. Either we were not given those tools or we didn't know how to use the tools. In my particular case, I wasn't given the tools. And so I know that's one of the reasons why I'm called to the work that I'm called to today, because I either want to prevent people from making some of the same mistakes that I've made in life and in love, or to heal the people that are suffering because of decisions and choices and unconscious blocks and childhood wounds that they have that have manifested into, I feel like, a life that didn't turn out the way that they wanted. Perhaps a life where you had a marriage fall apart, your family is now a divorced family, or you're sitting in life as a single mama and wondering, why me? So that kind of brings you to my story and why I got on to share today. And of course, I'm always inviting people to apply to work with me as a spiritual wellness mentor and coach, or as an author coach, for all of those of you that want to write a book. But to fast forward, I feel like, to one of my darkest places was I, in 2016, began the process of going through a divorce. And I can honestly say that that was one of the darkest moments of my life, like truly one of the darkest moments. I was like, how the heck did I get here? In so many ways, being in a toxic marriage, an abusive marriage, all of these different type of things that had happened. And so there were many nights and days in 2016 where I was like, why me? And I would literally cry out to God. And every night, right? Like, as we all know, God doesn't always talk to us in the ways that we can understand, but sometimes, especially when we are continuing to seek God's voice and God's face, sometimes God answers. And on one of those nights, in between crying out, I heard God say, heal yourself so that you can heal others. Very simply, heal yourself and so that you can heal others. And back then, I had no idea what that meant. I just knew that I now had a directive to get healing in whatever shape and format that was, and of course, having it be in alignment with God's will. But I knew that at that point that my pain had a purpose, right? When I heard God say to me, heal yourself so that you can heal others, I knew that whatever needed to be healed, or all the things that needed to be healed, they had a purpose. They had a purpose for me, and they had a purpose for God, and they had a purpose for other people. And honestly, it was that nugget that got it was like a glimmer of light in darkness that helped get me through, because I literally was crying out, why me? Why me? Why me? Why my family? Why did I have to go through this? And you guys, there's generational curses. There are things that happen to us and through us. Again, sometimes we are walking into these things consciously, but sometimes we're not. But at the end of the day, I learned that the better question is, why not me? I was like, why me? Why me? The better question is, why not me? And what do I have to learn from this? What do I have to learn? And then once you start learning, you'll see that you start unpeeling this onion. Because whatever we're being called to heal, there's like layers of it. And so as you start to enter one level of healing and you start to heal one thing, you will soon figure out that there are multiple layers. And so 2016, really before that, because there were things in my marriage, and that's another whole story for another day, that illuminated that it was not a good thing for my life and not a good thing for me or my spirit and all of those things. So the journey actually began before that, but I didn't start probably getting answers into that deeper question that so many of us have to get to, and that's why me, right? And I know, like, as a mindset coach, we know that, why me can sound so victim-y and so forth. But I think we all need to get to that place where we're crying out, wondering what is happening and why is it happening to me? And that is a very honest and real place to be. And once we get to that very honest and real place, and our heart is open and we're ready to receive it, then God can go to work. And from that point of understanding, like, wow, I needed to heal, and that my healing had purpose, then all of a sudden different healing mechanisms and different people, coaches and therapists, books, of course, reading the word and being with God. God was my ultimate healer and still is. Ultimate healer, ultimate comforter, ultimate teacher, ultimate lover in terms of loving me, ultimate father, ultimate coverer, ultimate protector, ultimate revelation giver. I could go on and on for days. And so that's why I know now that God is pushing me to share these things. And it's not always comfortable, but it's definitely real. And so I guess my heart is inviting those of you that are either in a dark place right now or have been in a dark place to truly get healing, whatever that looks like for you. Find a coach, find a mentor, even if it's not me. Find someone where their message or their journey or their battle either feels like yours, looks like yours, or it's some place that God is connecting you to them. Because that's what happens for me, the people that I work with, and the people that I have particularly worked with. And so I say all that to say that 2020 is the year that we stand up. We stand up for our healing. We stand up for ourselves. We stand up for our stories. We stand up for our voices. We stand up and do the things that we're being called to do. And sometimes those things are hard things, and sometimes those things are scary things, and sometimes they make us uncomfortable. But again, I truly believe that if God is putting it in your heart to heal or to help others through healing, then 2020 is your year. Because or maybe you don't know, but when you heal yourself, especially as a mama, my heart goes out to single mamas. I am here particularly anointed and called to single mamas. I am a single mama. When you heal yourself, you heal not only you and your current child, but you heal generations upon generations. Like, we hear these things, we hear these, break generational curses. We hear all these little things that that are like, they can be memes, they can be fancy memes and slang, but they're real when you make them real in your life. And that type of a curse on our lives, we see it. I see it in divorce. My family has divorce up and down, on the left and the right, on the mom side and the dad side. And I say that to say it becomes harder to escape it unless you do the work to beat it. Right? So many of us are naive and think that we're just gonna, roll past something unscathed. And so many of us are scared to actually do the work to not only save ourselves, put the mask on ourselves and heal ourselves. but heal others. It was truly my son and the things that occurred to me in my marriage that were the launching pad. And today I see as a blessing for the healing work that I've done. And now that I'm helping others do, and the books that are coming forward, not only to share those stories, but also to share how God has worked through, in and through those people, and in and through their lives and that story, right? Like, whew, God can use it all, and God does. And I'm living proof of it. And so I'm really encouraging people to, in 2020 and beyond, to make this the year of you working to see your life clearly, for you working to see for you literally making the prayer to have more discernment and to see the blocks in your life, to see what needs to be overcome so that you're not being weighed down by the things of your past. If you didn't listen to my message yesterday, I talked all about gratitude. And one of the great purposes for gratitude is it keeps us in the present and moving forward and moving higher and higher and higher. And until we do the healing work, it's really hard for us to even have a grateful heart. It's really hard for us to do the things that God put us here to do. It's really hard for us to be the best role models for our children. You guys, mamas, I'm talking to you, and daddies, if you're listening, right? We will pass on, consciously or unconsciously, our unhealed wounds and traumas to our children. And so I believe if you don't want to do it for yourself, heal yourself for your generation and the kids and the grandchildren and so forth, your family members and all the lives that you touch. So I just wanted to get on today. I'm encouraging you, if you need someone to walk with you, guide you, help you through the spiritual wellness journey, to overcome any blocks, to help you kind of reset, to free yourself so that you feel more joy, more freedom, more ease with your life, more contentment, happiness, as well as abundance, then I encourage you to work with me. You can reach me at bit.ly/discoverbjh for a free discovery session. But for those of you that have healed something substantial and you know that God right now is speaking into your spirit and is telling you to share and is telling you to help other people, and you know that what you've gone through was meant to heal not only you but someone else, and the form and the mechanism and the power of your voice can be served through a book, a journal, a planner, or so forth, I am inviting you to work with me. Schedule your book chat, and that is bit.ly/BJH book chats. All the links are in the notes. I'm really, really encouraging you to this year dig deep. This year, to remove the things that are weighing you down. I'm inviting you to healing, and I'm inviting you to share the things that have healed and transformed you so that you can not only do your work and live out your purpose, but share all that is good about God and what He is doing, not only in your life, but in all the lives that you're touching. So with that, I'm wishing you an amazing day, and I will talk with you soon. Oh, and the best compliment and the best tip is for you to not only love this video, subscribe, and share it out and comment. I will talk with you soon.